Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Hope y'all doing good and having a blessed day. Beautiful morning here in Texas. Uh, About to go get my workout on. Just here in the parking lot real quick, and I wanted to make this video. I know it's been a while, and it's not the fact that I don't want to do the videos. It's just that I went through a little. I'm going through a little ghost mode, and what I mean by that is, I mean that I just removed myself from all medias and focusing on putting in the work to get to where I need to get. You know, those of you who do know a little bit about my situation, you know what I mean? I've been out of prison already now for about going on 6 months, 7 months. And I got 7 more months to go till I'm done with it, you know what I mean? And coming out of that situation, it wasn't really easy, the mindset. And the reason why ghost mode, I made a decision to do the ghost mode, was to actually get my mind, my spirit, my body all in tune into the same alignment, right? And really what it was when I was coming out, I wanted to take that quantum leap. You know, that quantum leap of just knowing that I have the will, and knowing that I trust divine, and knowing that I trust the process, that it's going to put me the right course, that my steps are navigated no matter what, whether it was good or bad, that I was going to end up in the direction I need to go to, which is basically now in this present moment as I'm making this video. I'm still sober, you know. I don't drink, I don't smoke, you know. I'm still in my workouts. I'm still got my faith. I still got my walk. I'm still pursuing the dream, you know. And it's not an easy road, you know, but it's not a hard road either. It's what we make it, really. But what I mean by the quantum leap, what I'm talking about though, is that when I got out of prison, I was institutionalized. You know, I look back on old videos that I was making, and it was more like what I did in there. I was still trapped in the mind. I was still trapped in the aggravation of my surroundings. I had hope for a better future. Don't get me wrong. I had the faith for that. You know what I'm saying? And it was more though that I was swimming more in colder waters than I was, in warmer waters, should I say? If that makes sense. You know what I mean? It was more turbulent. You know, it was more. I was pushing people away. I felt that if I was closing people off, that my life would be better. You know what I mean? But in reality, we got to be social. You know, we're experiencing reality not just for us, but also for the divine purpose. You know what I'm saying? And in this experience, we got to understand is that we can't give up. We just can't allow ourselves to be put in a position to where we fall every time to our habits or to our patterns, society. You know, the road to success is built off of failure, you know what I mean? And I've learned that, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be willing to fail every time I step into this gym. I gotta be willing to fail every time I step into my job. I gotta be willing to fail every time I chase my dream. But the thing is though, is that I know how it is to fail. I know what it takes to get up again and do one more push-up, or do one more rep, or to make it one more day out the week before I have my days off, you know what I'm saying, where I can rest. Or I know what it takes to take one more note, you know. But what I'm getting at though is that now it's time for the next quantum leap of my life, the next phase of my life. And it's that higher purpose that I'm going after, you know what I mean? I gotta be the greatest version of myself every single day. And until I learn how to do that, until I learn how to basically be that, you know, I gotta be willing to submit. I gotta be willing to surrender. I gotta be willing to be obedient to the walk, you know. And I recognize the patterns. I recognize what I've created, and I recognize what I've manifested. You know, when I got out of prison, I was on an ankle monitor for 2 months. You know, I couldn't go nowhere. I had to bum rides from everybody, and it was to the point to where, like, when I finally did get a job, that the people who I was getting rides from, man, they were using, and I didn't want to relapse. So I had to save my money, man. I had to save and save and save, and as much as I wanted to do this and do that, I had to understand is that I was going after something. You know, what I mean, I had to make a lot of sacrifices with people, places, and things, and Lord, you know, like next thing you know, is I finally got me a truck. You know what I mean? Uh, Finally accumulated a lot more things, and now it's like, okay, this was one of the main issues. Now I gotta focus on another part of my life that I'm trying to go after. You know what I mean? You know, as far as when it comes to reopening my business or the creative part that I want to do. You know what I mean? But it's what I'm trying to get at, though, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Is that don't give up. Don't fall to your everyday habits of I'll do it tomorrow, or it's always going to be there no matter what. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, it is in a sense, but for you, time is crucial. You know, there's it wasn't an early sermon, but it was more of a speech that I heard the other day, and the guy was talking about trying harder. But basically, what he was saying though was that sometimes trying harder, yes, is to get back up and keep going and keep pushing and to keep striving over and over and over to achieve your goal. But then he said too though that trying hard could also be the trap. And he says it's not that, it's just you attempt something every single way in every single direction, and you know how it is to fail trying to pursue this dream. You learned every single way of how not to do it, right? And what he said was those. What he said though was trying hard could also be the trap though. He goes, sometimes trying hard is just that alone. It's learning how to try hard to let go of it, to let it come out naturally. You know, to let it just flow. You know, sometimes it takes that too though, and I've learned that too though, man. Sometimes it takes me to try hard to rest. You know, or trying hard to just deal with that issue that I don't want to deal with mentally or spiritually or physically. You know, whether it be like something that my kids are making me mad about, or they're hurting or something, and it hurts as a parent, or dealing with the issue that my parents are disabled and they're sick, and you know what I mean, they need help. You know what I mean, and it's just one of them things is like, you know, you feel overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying, and it's not always has to be a physical concept of things. Sometimes it's just an eternal thing that you just got to deal with. And doing the shadow work, doing the meditations, doing, you know, the working out and stuff, these things do help, you know what I mean? Going out just for a walk, just around the block, I mean, you'd be surprised how much healing is taking place just in that moment, man. Just gotta learn how to let go and let God sometimes, and I'm getting this now. But like I said, I don't want to take up too much time. I'm about to go in this gym, get my workout in. Super Bowl Sunday, you know what I'm saying? And as much as I love Patrick Mahomes, and man, he's on his point, he's on in his prime, and you know, I hope it's a good game. I hope it's just not a blowout. You know, it would be nice to see someone else win the Super Bowl, but you know, it's the Chiefs and they're the team to beat. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I have a good Super Bowl Sunday, and I ask that y'all just don't give up. Love and light.